A refugees welcome open border activist invited an African migrant to stay in her home. What could...
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Possibly...
People from different places, parts of the world, have different values. Shocking, but this is the truth.
go wrong. Estabali's Cortazar started with the best of intentions.
Bueno, yo le conocí, a ver, yo estoy en una plataforma que ayudamos a personas inmigrantes y refugiadas.
She really did commit to the cause.
Entonces acogemos en nuestra casa a chicos que están en situación de calle y, por ejemplo, en mi caso, pues venían a dormir en el sofá.
A middle-aged woman inviting random African boys to sleep on a sofa. Look, she just wanted to help.
Entonces, esta persona había estado en casa de unos compañeros durante un mes. Yo estaba buscando un inquilino.
It's going to go so wrong.
Me dijeron que no habían tenido ningún problema con él.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We've had absolutely no problems with him. Honestly,
Y por eso le cogí.
it was then that her nightmare began.
Do you see it?
Otras las luces encendidas.
The lights are on again.
Está 15 minutos.
I've only been
The
out
house is a total pigsty.
Buenos días.
every single day, every day.
La casa.
The whole house. Just tore the...
There's been a little...
It's not his house. It's not his country. What reason does he have to be clean and clean up after himself? That's just wasted energy, as far as he's concerned. A stupid woman allowing him to stay for free. Take advantage of it.
little cultural enrichment in the bathroom.
Si quiero utilizar el baño o ducharme,
Oh my god.
esto es con lo que me
He
encuentro
just
cada
puts
día.
water.
He hates her dog and has zero respect for her property.
Oh
Esta
my
es la silla que
god.
tiene para estudiar.
Jerry.
Yeah, Muslims have something against dog from their religion. And allowing a Muslim man to stay in your apartment when you have a dog, I worry about the dog.
He uses to
Este es el
study
carrito de mi perra que
dog
odia,
stroller. Video volume high, sorry.
porque mira cómo lo pone.
That's how he puts it. Holy shit. This is how he treats my things.
Suffice to say, doesn't appear very grateful.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for the follow, Legacy Power.
But it gets
Uh-huh.
worse.
Pues mira, él desde que se levantaba,
The moment
hasta
he
que se
woke
acostaba,
up to the
solo
moment he
porque
went to
no iba a
bed,
molestarme.
he
Entonces,
would
por
bother
ejemplo, a
me.
las 12 de la
For
noche se
example, at
levantaba del baño y
midnight, he
dejaba
would
las
get
luces
up and leave the
encendidas,
lights
tenía que
on.
levantarme a apagarlas.
I had to get up and
A
turn
las
them
2 de la
off.
madrugada, lo
At
mismo,
2 in the
tenía que
morning, the
levantarme
same
a
thing. I had to get
apagarlas.
up and turn
A
them
las
off.
6 de la mañana,
At
él
6
se
in the
levantaba,
morning, he would get up,
ponía música,
play
ponía
music,
un montón de
set
alarmas
off
con
many
el móvil, tenía
alarms
todas
with
las
his
luces
phone.
encendidas, abría
Turn on
ventanas.
all
Just
the
an utter
lights.
cacophony of endless
Wake up, bitch! Wake up!
noise and disruption.
Todo, poniendo la televisión hasta las 12 de la noche a tope para que no
Put it
pueda
on the
dormir.
TV so she couldn't
Llevo
sleep.
pues estando más o menos un año durmiendo 3
Spent
horas
about a
al día.
year not
At this
sleeping.
point, I think she'd be doubting diversity's our greatest strength. But it gets worse again.
Yeah.
Sí,
One
una vez
time,
llegué a
yes,
casa,
I got home,
en el
and in the
comedor,
dining
pues, en
room
la
or
sala,
the
yo me
living
senté a
room,
cenar,
I sat down
él
to eat
estaba con
dinner,
el
and he was there
portátil
with his
y estaba
laptop,
viendo.
watching
blurry.
porn.
Yes, just watching porn in the middle of your living room while you're eating dinner. That's not disturbing at all. Again, different cultures, different values, and it's if it's not your country, it's not your house. It just there's not any inherent respect. Why would they respect it? Just like that video we watched like a week or two ago of that guy destroying a drywall in England just because it was in his way, and something costs like thousands of pounds per feet and to rebuild, and he's just destroying it because he wants to get to the other side.
But you can take a wild guess at what he was watching on his laptop.
Oh my
This
God.
went on for an entire year. And because of her pathological altruism, she endured it.
Y alguna vez, pues,
He does this to get on your nerves or trying to make you leave.
People have been propagandized to. You just have to help the poor people that came to the country illegally and broke our laws. And
So he can have the house.
Sí, 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 sí.
So he's doing it on purpose to make her leave her own house that she offered to him.
yeah,
No tiene suficiente.
y son 11
That's
meses
not
y no
enough
se
for him.
cansa.
But it gets worse again. Having
That's
acknowledged
amazing.
that she literally invited a psycho into her home.
O sea, yo estoy convencida que es un psicópata.
Convinced he's a psychopath. He's not a psychopath. He just doesn't like.
Belize came up with a smart idea to fix the situation.
Okay.
Bring in another migrant to talk to the unwanted tenant and just convince him to be reasonable. Yeah, that went well. The
Oh.
unwanted tenant tried to bite the other migrant's face off. I know.
These are the people you're letting into the country.
Classic.
If you're not vetting anyone, of course crazy people are going to come in. It's that guy, a crazy guy who bites people's face. He was probably too extreme from Africa or wherever he came from. And so they kicked him out, and he comes here. All the unwanted rejects of Africa going to Europe.
Don't you hate when that happens?
And this makes Africans look worse because they're the shittiest people are the ones that are coming over.
I never thought leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the leopards eating
Don't you
people's
hate-
faces.
oh, man.
He then
Ah,
harassed
dude.
her, abused her with nasty insults, and assaulted
Oh.
a female friend who had visited the house in an attempt to
Wow.
mediate. Suffering
Great.
a nervous breakdown, her life had become a living hell.
Bueno,
Good.
tengo psicólogo desde hace...
You know what would have solved this whole situation? Getting the migrant the fuck out of your house.
Just for about a
When
month.
social services ignored her plea,
Fui a la casa de la
Ajá.
mujer y claro, como todo este tema no es
I went to
violencia
the
de
women's center. The
género,
whole
no
thing
es mi
isn't about
pareja,
violence. He's not my partner.
pues...
So nowhere they've helped you.
amigos, si te van a
Good.
ayudar.
You deserve it.
Belize finally contacted the police, only to be told that squatters have rights and that she'd have to continue to pay for him to live there. But
my
don't go away,
God.
because I'll tell you what we know about what happened in the end. This all happened in Spain, which just handed legal status to 500,000
That's
documented
amazing.
migrants,
Holy
bypassing
shit.
Parliament entirely to do it. As ground news has
Spain is so fucked. Probably might be even more fucked than UK.
bias coverage shows, left-leaning outlets like IB Times are framing this as an act of economic necessity. PM Pedro Sanchez calling it an act
No, it's an act of cultural suicide.
of justice for people Spain needs to sustain its aging workforce. Meanwhile, right-leaning outlets like The Figaro are calling it a betrayal and a catastrophe for all of Europe, with the conservative opposition in Spain labelling it outright treason and vowing to challenge
You
it.
don't need
It is treason. Absolute treason. Everyone involved with this decision should be thrown in jail for the rest of their life.
to worry about any of this, because as soon as you get somebody in power that doesn't want to do this, you just undo all of their citizenship and send them back.
Yes, I'm glad Asmongold thinks that way, but it's not that easy. It's not like, do you think they're going to keep a nice record and where these people are so that it can easily be undone? You hand out a migrant citizenship, they now have a piece of citizenship. It's revoked. They can still walk around with that piece of citizenship and open accounts. How do you take that back? They move somewhere else? It's a nightmare. It's undoing this will be far more costly and complicated than you realize as an adult. Just look at deportations in America, for example. You think they come in, you just say, okay, just deport them out. Look at all the problems ICE run into and how long it takes. It's not easy to get people out. Doing this just makes it all harder and slower. And the only way to actually get them out, like you said, deport them all, it would be to do extreme things, extreme steps. Well, if you, for example, round up everyone that has brown skin and deport all of them, regardless of whether they've been living there decades or, then you could, if you're willing to go that far. But anything short of that, so you're going to need someone really, really, really far right to do what you want, Asmongold.
You just undo it. It's simple. Like you say, oh, but we were citizens. Not anymore, you're not.
Yeah, but it's not that easy. And I guarantee you, leftists will try to mix up these records with the rest of actual Spaniards, make it as hard as they can to undo.
Now you're going back to wherever the fuck you came from. That's what I do. I mean, like, really, like, so don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. You just turn it off. You just undo it. If you can just do it, then you can just...
The reason people are so mad, Asmongold, is this decision isn't so easy to undo. I'm talking about logistically. You might have someone right-wing who says, okay, revoke it. Actually putting that into effect after you've given all these migrants actual papers, allowed them to open bank accounts or whatever, you have to go track them down and then you have to actually deport them. Because if you find them, and you have to find them. Yeah, it's just so complicated.
Undo it. Control C. Yep. Undo. Oops.
Core. The right frames this as a government bypassing democratic checks to push through an unpopular policy. This is why I use Ground News. They're the only app showing me the full picture. You understand below or scan the separate fact from spin. They give you the build to see how many foreign country viewers for PJW or scan the QR code on screen. That's just $5 a month to stop being told what to think. And if you've got that on one biased and subscriber funded, they're only PJW. She desperately launched a petition, independently owned and subscriber funded. Their only job is to hold the media accountable. Join that fight at ground.news/PJW. She desperately launched a petition complaining the migrant squatter had more rights than her, a Spanish citizen. Then the migrant changed the locks and she was forced to leave.
He locked her out of her own oh my God, I love this.
And sleep on her brother's couch. Taunting her further, he even brought in garbage from the street and sent her.
Are you sure?
Yes, they hate the domestic Spaniards. They are conquerors. They're invaders. They just like he just hates her. He just wants to fuck with her. I mean, and they're like, okay, Spanish is stupid enough to bring me in, and even though I hate them, I'm just going to fuck them over. They deserve it. And he wants to. Oh.
Sure, that's garbage. I feel like he could just be living there. I think he might just be. No, I don't think that's garbage. Is that really garbage? It's just. He's just.
Asmongold's opinion about Rome. Yeah, that looks like somewhere I'd live.
Chilling, man.
Videos of a trashed apartment. Esther Belize had been politically active for years, helping African migrants in their own countries. Probably should have left it at that. She also previously posted this on Facebook, defending African migrants for illegally invading Spain, while also legitimizing illegal boat migration on the basis that European countries import minerals and food from Africa. But get this, even after...
Oh my God. It couldn't have happened to a better person.
Yeah, you know that we also send things the other direction, like medicines, and it's not like we just import stuff and they get nothing in return, but whatever.
For everything she went through, Esther Belize still refused to divulge the migrant's country of origin to the media because she doesn't want to contribute to existing racism.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer person. She deserves everything she gets.
You knew it was coming. Any shred of
I do feel bad that there are people that have been mind-fucked by the media so badly that they do this to themselves. I mean, but at least it's not someone being, at least like other people that are pro-migrant, and there's other people that suffer the consequences of those migrants being here. This is someone being pro-migrant and suffering the consequences of their own belief. So it's better that way, at least.
Sympathy I had for her just vanished. I mean, pick your parable, because there are many. Orcs welcome a few years later. We don't feel safe. Campaigner for Podemos, the far-left ruling party that just legalised 500,000 illegals. Esther Belize is the living embodiment of you reap what you sow. She literally got what she voted for.
She did. Women signing petitions to import millions of third world migrants right after boasting how scary it is to walk
you know
alone
all
at
those
night?
viral videos where left-wing pro-mass migration people are asked if they want to house one in their own home.
And they say no.
Channel migrants can't move in. We're just trying to see if
Refugees welcome.
sign people up so people can take channel migrants.
Starting
Don't
to make
think-
Another reason why the whole rape problem is so great in Europe for migrants is not many European women would date a migrant. Even these, like, this woman's letting them stay there. I don't think she would date and marry one of the migrants. Some, maybe a small percentage, but not. That means migrants in terms of hooking up, and because majority of migrants are men. So in terms of hooking up with a lady and starting a family, normally it's not even an option really for them, because German women, UK women, they don't... They're fine with supporting immigration, whatever, but actually marrying and dating a third world that doesn't speak or write and has a low IQ. Do you think that any has no money to their name? Do you think any European woman wants to hook up with someone like that? No. And so the only option, if they're ever going to get some, is to take it by force. And that it's a contributing factor as to why there's so much migrant rape.
We're doing that.
Sense.
Yeah,
So
I
what
bet.
happened in the end? Did she manage to get him evicted? Did she get her home back? Nobody really knows. The eviction process dragged on for months and months. Kick him out, she said, I'd love to, but it could take years before they evict him. And there's been no mention whatsoever of her plight in media coverage since.
Well, I mean, people like this are going to get violent eventually, and they'll probably attack her or do something like that, or maim her, or some other variation of that. And I don't think anybody would feel.
I think honestly, she got by lucky to not be, physically, sexually assaulted by the guy.
Feel sorry for that. I mean, that's what happens.
I mean, someone who tries to bite someone's face off doesn't exactly have restraints, and so, yeah, she's really lucky in that way.
Like, if you do this and you put yourself in this situation, everybody told you this was a bad idea. You do this. This is like it's like going into, a tiger's pen, right? It's like Harambe, right? You don't do that. Like, you don't want to do that. Everybody knows it's a bad idea. You want to think that, oh, I'm different. I'm special. Apparently you are special, just not in the way you thought.
She's also made no further mention of it on her Facebook page or petition, which is still active. So presumably the unwelcome guest is still holed up in her apartment.
I bet they are.
I mean, imagine the smell. You don't think she'll be repeating that little stunt ever again?
No, she's probably going to be bankrupt by having to pay for this migrant for years. That's the thing about squatters is, if you're the homeowner or whatever, you still need to pay the utilities. You're like... They're like stealing month from you every month, and no, she needs to pay. Yeah, this is the type of thing that can bankrupt someone.
Story serves as a microcosm for the whole country. Spain's socialist government having regularized 500,000 illegals with more to follow, causing a functional collapse of social services across Madrid.
Jesus. Gee.
While elderly Spaniards are being forced to camp homeless on the street, the new arrivals are literally trying to break into Spaniards'
Oh my
homes.
God. Someone call the police. Please call the police. I'm recording. This is private property. What's that? They don't know what that is. They don't give a fuck.
Why would they give a fuck? It's not their country. It's just free property. Yeah, people, they know that they came here illegally, they steal and rob, and then you give them citizenship. Well, what? That's encouragement to do it even more.
Knowing the system will allow them to squat there for years and years.
Yeah, they managed to get into a home, and then it's theirs because of squatters' rights. It's insane. I hate
Many
squatters' rights.
citizens now
I think squatters' right is the most insane thing in the world. I first ran into it, years and years and years ago. There's a case in Switzerland. Sorry, when I grew up, I lived in Switzerland. And they were squatters in this building. And it was a whole issue for decades. Oh, my God. I just think it's so retarded. Squatters' right are retarded.
forced to fork out huge amounts to
my
private
God.
security firms to try to evict them.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
Unfortunately for Europe as a whole, until mass deportations happen, there isn't enough private security in the world to make a dent on what our political elites have invited in.
That is insane.
Infuriating.
Oh my God. Actually invites the guy in and then totally fucks everything up.
She's doing exactly what our country is doing as a whole, just inviting people in to just fuck up the country. She invited someone in to fuck up her home.
She's afraid that people might take it and see it as racism. Yeah, and the whole house is a fuck.
Oh my God! It just, you let the worst of the worst from Africa into your country. That's going to create racism like no tomorrow. I'm talking about the worst and the worst because these are mostly, look at it, you saw in video, mostly men, young men that abandoned their families, abandoned their countries, probably in some cases maybe running from the law because they fucked up back in their own country. And so people have no respect for anything, just break your laws, come in. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, anyone who just abandons your home country, your family, your friends, everything, and just goes off in the middle of nowhere as someone that doesn't respect anything.
Mess, waking her up every 2 hours of the day. Holy shit.
These African migrants aren't also like, let's say Mexican migrants in the United States are sending money back home. They're not sending money back anywhere. They're just in it for themselves.
I'll link you guys the video. Thousands of years we have borders to prevent this. She deserves it. I agree with you. I think that she deserves worse, if you want me to be honest.
Let me put it this way. Yes, on one level, she absolutely deserves it. But she was mind-fucked by leftist propaganda. It's sad to see someone mind-fucked that badly that they do this to themselves. I mean, okay, let's say there's a cult, and the people in the cult decide to all drink poison to commit suicide. So do we say they deserve it? Or do we blame the cult leader for fucking over their followers so badly that they commit suicide? We blame the cult leader. This is the media's fault. This is leftist universities' faults. This is bad actors convincing people to believe in stuff that destroys their lives. It's, yes, she's tricked into believing that. So on one level, she deserves this. On another, just like a cult follower who drinks suicide, you should be blaming the cult leader, the one who convinced people to take suicidal actions.
Honest. I think that people like this absolutely do. And the reason why...
And it's actually problematic, like Asmongold's doing, like to blame it all on the person. Yes, she deserves some blames, but you need to blame the media. The media is the problem. Media is a fundamental problem. Universities too, but the biggest one is just coverage of... Like, media doesn't report on migrant rapes, doesn't report on any of the realities to do with migrants. And that's just one example. She didn't understand what would happen when she invaded a migrant into her home. If the media reported on, when we've seen these videos, these migrants breaking into homes and how they behave, and if she knew what she was getting into, if the media had done its job and explained what type of people these migrants are, she wouldn't have done this to herself. It's because the media is covering up the truth that this could happen at all.
Is that whenever you have a value system and, you know, it's like if you're not going to house the migrant, then who else is, right? Then basically, if you don't change your value system based off of some...
Yes, but who gave them that value system? Who encouraged that value system? You have to blame the root cause. Because just laughing at this woman because this happened to her, that doesn't help anything. The media is out there convincing another woman to do this to themselves. And if you just blame the woman every time and then just look to move on with your life, the media will keep doing this, keep destroying the lives of fools like this until there's no one left in your country. You need to fix the media so that women aren't tricked into fucking their lives over like this. And media isn't the reason why Europe and the United States is in population decline.
Something like this, you're assuming that you just simply won't be the victim of it next time. So now you're basically signing another person up to be the victim of the same problem. So I think it's really awful. I do. And elites are doing this on purpose. I think that you can say that the elites are...
Absolutely, they're doing this on purpose. But okay, Asmongold doesn't believe in conspiracy theories. He says, so... That's why he never rails at the media. The media is the root cause of this. The fundamentally corrupt and dishonest, bought-out media. They are the root cause of 99% of the world's problem. Asmongold always says famously, there's only two groups that are responsible for... No, there's one group, the media. 99% of the world's problems are the media's fault. Because every time they don't report on corruption, they're enabling that corruption. Every time they don't... educate their citizens on realities like what migrants are actually like, they create women like this. Practically every problem, Somali fraud, they didn't cover it. It's all enabled by the media. The media is the problem.
They're doing it on purpose, and you'd be right about that. But at the same time, it should also be acknowledged that there are people that are just everyday people that are agreeing and going along with this.
They are going because the media is telling them that. If the media is deceiving them. It's like, Asmongold's type to blame the cult follower from drinking the poison. And I'd say throw the cult leader in jail and execute him. But Asmongold, oh no, it's their fault for being stupid and believing the cult leader and drinking the poison.
on a regular basis. They're doing this all the time. So, no, I don't think that you can blame everything on the elites. I think that it's all...
Yes, you could blame... Because countries that don't have media that's this fucked up, this doesn't happen. When you have large part of your population behaving completely irrationally, it's because they've been misled and propagandized by the media into behaving that way. You go to countries that, like Russia, there's none of this shit. None of this LGBT, none of this housing women taking in migrants from Africa. None of that stuff happens in Russia or China. It's because the media there functions correctly with regards to most, exception of corruption, government corruption. That every country's media is bad on that. But on social issues, those countries have functioning media, and so their women are not this crazy.
Also people who have, pathological empathy that want to believe that the world isn't what it is. So it's just...
Humans all over the world have empathy. We're born with that. And the women in Russia are just as empathetic as the ones in America. Why are they not taking African migrants? It's because they're not being mind-fucked by the media in Russia.
Crazy to me. Average dipshits allow it. They do allow it, and there's a lot of them. Where's the conquistadors when you need them? Well, you saw it right at the end, right? You saw a little bit of the conquistadors, but otherwise, yeah, it's very uncommon. I gotta take a break for today. I've got a meeting with the Illuminati.
Well, that was a good video. It got some raging out of my system, and the media. You don't hate the media enough. I am angry that Asmongold uses that quote because he doesn't hate the media enough. He doesn't at all. You should be raging at the media. The media doesn't cover stories like this. One news outlet interviews a lady. None of the others pick it up, and so it never reaches any widespread awareness. And so the people are misinformed. This story of what happened to this woman should be plastered on every media in Spain, and every Spaniard should know about it. And if that was the case, the support for migration would be a lot lower. And the government would not be able to legalize 500,000 of them. But they don't have a functioning media in Spain. And that's because there is a big conspiracy behind it all, which Asmongold doesn't believe. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Come watch on Kick or Twitch. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.